Welcome back, everybody, to Joe's Bibles. This is Joe, and a number of things that we have to do today. The first of which is to apologize to you all. I need to make a correction because in the previous video, I said that this Bible journal and planner was the Hobonichi cousin, but in fact, it is not. It is the Sterling Ink Common Planner. What I used last year was the Hobonichi Techo cousin. The purpose of this video is to give you a 2025 November update and also to show you what I'll be doing in December. So let me walk you through what my setup has been for November, which has been really, really productive. I believe I showed this in the previous video. This is my November, I don't know what you call it, like the opening spread, the monthly spread. On this side, I've got my goals. And I pretty much was able to do everything except save $1,000. And I did not stick to my diet. That's okay. Thanksgiving happened for both of these. The other thing is on this side, I did the linear calendar. So November 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blah, blah, blah. And then the days that correspond to it. And instead of doing my usual one-sentence summary of my devotional, I decided to do highlights and God sightings, which is really, really helpful. It was fun, actually, to do it. So that was this side. And then on this side, I did a tracker. So I tracked all of the days that I was memorizing the scriptures. You can see I only did it for half of the month. The rest of the half, I felt like I knew it, I understood it. So I didn't really do as formal of a tracking of the memorization of the scriptures in the second half as I did in the first half of the month. I also tracked my exercises, books that I read, or if I read a book other than the Bible, prayer, reading my Bible for my devotional time, 3 to 4 chapters a day, and then reading the Gospel of Luke, which is preparation for next year when we're going to be preaching from the Gospel of Luke, when I'm going to be preaching from the Gospel of Luke. So November was really consistent in terms of writing in my journal and tracking some of my habits or some of the things that I wanted to track. So the final 4 days of the month, as you all know, that's Thanksgiving weekend. And over the weekend, I didn't have a lot of time to do a devotional because it was all of the Thanksgiving festivities. My daughter was home from college. Her friends were here with us. So this is what the final 4 days of November looked like. Let me actually show you a point of reference. So this is a full spread when I have a lot more time to do my devotional, like an hour to spend in it. You can see it's not like carved up into 2 days for one page. It's a whole page is dedicated to it, and I'm able to just take my time. I wanted to show you the final 4 days because it is absolutely possible to do a devotional or a quiet time, even if you only have like 30 minutes. 30 minutes goes by really quick. And so I wanted to show you what I did and how I did it. So I would start in my devotional recording the present moment, like what is happening in my head, in my heart, in my brain, what's going on in there. So I'll usually take note of 3 things. Then I would do my morning devotional. And basically, this is what I did for my devotional. I would read 1 chapter of my Bible reading plan, write a few notes about that chapter, go to the next chapter, do the same thing. And then at the end of that reading plan, or all of the readings for the reading plan, I would think about and ask myself, who is God in the chapters that I just read? What are some notable qualities about him? This is what came to my head. God knows better than me, so submit myself to God's commands. And then I would do, after reading and taking notes in each of the chapters that I had to read, thinking about who God is, then I would summarize in a 1-sentence summary what I read. So for that day is do all things for God's glory. And then after I did that, then I would write my tasks and to-dos for the day. And basically, it's the same formula for the next 3 days. The only variation is I didn't have tasks to do, but there was a bunch of things in my brain. This is what people would typically call a brain dump. But writer Carroll, who invented the bullet journal, he calls it the mental inventory, which is a nicer way of saying that, but it's the same thing. So anyway, I wanted to show you this because it's possible to do a shorter devotional or quiet time And this is how I did it in my pages, my daily pages. Okay, now let's go into December and what I'm doing for this month. So this is my December spread. Same thing, I've got a linear calendar on this side and the days of the week that correspond to that day. Let me give you up close of what the top says. So December 2025 and strong. That's my key word for this month. Actually, the last couple of months has been strong. And I love this passage from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. So that's sort of like my theme, my aim for this month, as in previous months too, is just be strong and get stronger and be strong in the Lord. On the left side, I am doing, let me show this to you again, my one sentence summary. Today's December 1st, so I already put in my one sentence summary. And I was in 2 Corinthians chapter 9 through 12. And my one sentence summary, after reading those chapters, and really the passage that really stood out to me was from 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 9 through 10. And my one sentence summary is, delight in my weaknesses that Christ may be exalted. And so I'll do that every day for the month, or every day that I feel like, okay, this is the summary for my devotional. And so I'll write that there. And the nice thing about that is once I've got all of these one sentence summaries done in 1 month, I could step back and reflect and really think about like what happened this month and how was God working in my life. On this side of the spread, I'm going to track my gratitude. This is sort of the gratitude tracker. I can't stand that phrase. It sounds so cheesy, but it is good to track what I'm grateful to God for. And then also you can see on the side here is another tracker. Times when I've prayed, or days when I've prayed, exercised, read the Bible, which is my devotional time, and then read the Gospel of Luke, because again, I'm preparing to preach from the Gospel of Luke. So I'll be tracking those all throughout the month, which will be interesting to see. And then one more thing to track. I've been going through this wonderful devotional called Glorifying and Enjoying God, which is a devotional format of the Westminster Shorter Catechism, which has been really a great read. So I did, because today's December 1st, I did chapter 22. So that's my month overview. Let me show you my devotional for today. So for December 1st, today, this is how I did my devotional or my quiet time. I didn't have a whole lot of time today, so I didn't use up the whole page, but rather I cut it up in half, divided into 2. So December 1st is for today, and then tomorrow I'll do another half page here, but very similar format to what I did during the final 4 days of November. So that's how I'll be tracking the rest of the month. And I just wanted to give you quickly what the end of November looked like, or the summary of November, and then what I'll be doing for December. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you track your devotional times or how you track your habits. Have a good day, everybody.